Hello everyone, good to have the chance to speak to you again. A couple things I wanted to speak to you about today. One is some of the capital projects, some of the work on the facilities that's being done over the summer here. We're having a lot of concrete work done in front of the church. They're slowly getting that done. I think it'll look really nice and take away a lot of the sidewalks had damaged parts that were trip hazards, so we really want to eliminate those trip hazards, and I think it'll look real great when they finish. There's also some work they have to do over the school in that regard. We also did some work on the drainage for our schoolyard, our back schoolyard. There's a lot of water runoff that comes there, and we put a drain in that will help redirect the water into the sewer, so that it will help with that runoff problem that we were having back in the schoolyard. Also, plans for the church are underway. We are going to take up the carpet in the middle of July and see what's underneath that carpet. Hopefully it's some marble, a nice stone that can be restored and refurbished. I think that'll look beautiful if that's the case. If it turns out that what's under the carpet cannot be refurbished, that's damaged to the extent where it would not be able to be repaired, we will just put in another carpet, different color than the one we have now. The baptismal font, we're planning to have that moved sometime in July and August. We have plans for putting that about 4 or 5 pews from the entrance of the church. Take out a half pew there and put the baptismal font there. And again, I think that will look really nice once that gets done. So we are moving forward with a lot of those plans we had mentioned before about refurbishing some of the church. Also, we're moving now into the green phase, from the yellow phase to the green phase in Montgomery County here. So the implications for what happens at church are not that different actually from the yellow phase. So we'll still be observing masks in church and all the cleaning precautions that we've been observing, keeping the church well ventilated during Mass. All those things we've been doing will continue even though we're moving into the green phase. The social distancing in church, spacing people out in the pews, all of those things will continue as we have been doing. One thing that is different, churches could be at 50% capacity in the yellow phase. In the green phase, they can actually be at 75% capacity if you could do that with the proper social distancing. So we will not be able to go to 75% because of the distancing we need to observe here in our church. So it'll really, even though we're moving to the green phase as far as church is concerned, it will continue as things were in the yellow phase. The dispensation from attending Mass each Sunday, from the Sunday obligation, is still in effect, so that dispensation is there. People are not required to come to Mass. We encourage you to come to Mass if there's no danger to your health. Things are done well there, that the church is well ventilated. So last week, 2 weeks ago, we had 170 attend Mass for the weekend. This past weekend, we had about 190 attend. So that's about a third of what we usually get. We usually get about 600. So again, everyone is welcome to join us back at public Mass, but the dispensation from the obligation is still in effect, and we do not want you to come if it would in some way compromise your health. So thanks again for all your cooperation with all these different restrictions that are in place during this COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, I just like to mention, I find myself becoming a little less patient with everything the longer it goes on, trying to adapt to the new normal, not being able to be in close contact with people and different things like that. It does require a lot of patience. The longer a lot of these restrictions prolong, it does test our patience. So I would just encourage you to have that patience. The word patience is rooted in a Latin word, patire, that means to suffer. So there is some suffering involved in abiding by a lot of the restrictions and that the pandemic has brought about. And we do have to bear them patiently, knowing that it's for a greater good and that the Lord will be with us as we patiently bear these things and even use our suffering to bring about redemption. Uniting our sufferings to those of Christ helps to bring about redemption for ourselves and for others. So as we move forward, I pray for continued patience for all of us, that we continue to work together to face the challenge of the pandemic while at the same time trying to restore our lives to as much normality as possible. So God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and may God be with you as we continue to move forward. Take care.